What is going on, YouTube? It's Tyler from Mission VR, where it's my mission to bring you guys good quality VR content. So today we are going to be taking a look at DEMEO, basically a full review of this game, what is currently in the game, what is offered by it, and all the goodies that you would need to know if you were going to be picking this game up. So with that being said, make sure you guys do drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm bringing a ton of VR game reviews. I got some good stuff coming up on the review front, as well as some other good content that I've been working on. So make sure you guys do pop a subscribe to my channel, and let's go ahead and hop on into this review. Okay guys, so first up, I like to start with content. What are you actually going to be getting in this game for the price tag? Now, the price is $29.99, and what's currently available in the game content-wise, it's a little bit steep, I have to say. Now, I'm not saying it's not a good game. I don't want to be crucified right out of the gate. I think there's a lot going in this game. We're going to talk about all of it here, but for $29.99, what is currently available is definitely a little bit steep. There's only one chapter so far in the game, and it's only 3 levels. Now the dungeons are procedurally generated, so basically how the game works is the first floor of the dungeon is, you get through the floor, you find the floor boss that has a key to unlock the door to go down to the next floor. Same thing for level 2. Now, level 2 is a little bit more intricate, a little bit bigger, harder enemies, but eventually you find the guy with the key, you get the key, you get to the third floor. The third floor has the exact same layout every single time. There's no difference at all. Floor 1 and floor 2 are randomly generated, but even though they're randomly generated, as if you start playing for a little while, you start to notice repetitiveness in the floor design, which kind of was a little bit of a disappointment there. But once you get to floor 3, it's the same exact layout every time, it's the same enemies every time, and the boss, is depending on your team and how you guys stack. If you have any type of solid team that knows what they're doing, it's not the hardest fight in the world. A little bit, it's exciting the first time you go through it. It's no doubt about it. I think it's definitely a really enjoyable experience. The first time you beat it, even the next couple times you do it. But it does get stale a little bit fast. Now, I'm not saying that the game doesn't have a ton of replay value, because the randomly generated dungeons do present different threats, every time you go through, but they do start to look repetitive. Now, one thing I felt was a little bit disappointing here as well in the content side of things was just the dungeons themselves. There's really no variety in environment. They're just kind of corridors with doors. They look gray. There's not a ton of color going on at them. There's no outside courtyard area or special areas or anything like that. It's all pretty cut and paste dungeon style gameplay, if that makes sense. So a little bit on the disappointed end for that particular area. But aside from that, lacking a little bit of content here, the game is promised to have more. They're going to be releasing another chapter here pretty soon, which I think will definitely spice this game up a lot. But what is there is really polished, and that's one thing that I do want to focus on here is the polishedness. The graphics are great in this game. It runs really smooth. It feels like the makings of a AAA title. It just is released with just not enough content right out of the gate, and I think that that'll definitely change. And this game has an incredible amount of potential moving forward, just because if they add 3 or 4 more chapters and some new cards, new character skins, maybe a couple new playable characters, I think this game could be really fantastic. I mean, absolutely one of the best VR games I've ever played. Now, that is, of course, if you like tabletop RPG games. If you're not a fan of dungeon crawler, tabletop RPG type games, you're probably not going to like this, because it really is a true tabletop RPG, and it really goes like that. You gotta roll a dice to attack. You miss, you get criticals, you have cards you can play. It's really well done and well polished in that regards. Now, one of the other things that I would have loved to see improved upon was the enemies in this particular title. They don't really attack you. Like, they have a couple special moves, yeah, but like there's no attack animations for the enemy. They just kind of lift their tile up and knock it over your head. Where your character actually has attack animations, I would really like to see the attack animations for all the characters. I think it would just add a little bit more of that, why you're playing it in VR. If you're playing it on the actual table in real life, then you could do basically what they do. It's like, the whole point of it is that so the characters come to life and the environment comes to life. So it's definitely something I'd like to see them improve upon in the future in that regards.
Ready for battle.
You've been to the necropolis, ready to face its horrors. Will you survive all the way to the end? All right, monster time.
I am ready.
I've come. Was a juicy jugular.
I stand ready. I expel you all. Die me. We must carry on to the end.
Okay, so we got to talk about our sound design here, and actually this is an area where the game excels very well at. I really liked the sound, the overall soundtrack to the game is really good. It gives you a sense of wonder and immersion into the title. The sounds that you're hearing while you're, rolling the dice and you're moving your way through the dungeon, it feels like you are actually on a mission, with your team, and it's really, really good. I loved it. I thought that was fantastic. The attack sounds are great. The character voices are awesome. Just everything from the, spell casting to, hitting somebody in the back, I think all of that was done really well. The sounds are very, very good. Very, very polished on that front. I definitely like that. I think it added to the immersion, and it's, again, adds to that really, really high potential factor. So when it comes to our graphics here, the graphics are fantastic in this game. Absolutely no complaints there. I think that they're fantastic. Everything from the status effects to the attack animations from your characters to the, the floor status effects if you have, poison or fire down. All overall really, really well. I experienced almost no lag at all. There's no screen door effect in this game because you're kind of dealing with everything on a pretty close level. Just a really great graphically enhanced game. I thought the graphics were very, very good in this game. So when it comes to our verdict here, this game is the best polished, most potential game that I've played in a while. And I have to say that because this game with 2 more levels in it and a little bit more variety, a couple patches that maybe make things a little bit more variety, and then, maybe some of the levels with 4 or 5 floors or something like that, gives you a little bit more replay value, gives you some harder difficulties to go through. I think this game can be absolutely worth $29.99, no questions asked, and it's going to be fantastic whenever they do add that, and I hope that they continue to have support. I know there is at least 1 more chapter coming for right now. I'd like to see 3 or 4 before, the game is considered maybe complete, but as of right now, this game is lacking a little bit of content. I'm not saying it's not worth it. There is definitely some fun to be had, and depending on who you are, if you're somebody who's been a junkie for tabletop RPGs your whole entire life, you probably can put, a significant amount of hours into just the 1 chapter now, just because that's your thing. If you're somebody that, just likes RPGs and, you're looking for, replay value and stuff, you're going to get probably a couple good hours out of this game, but it does get stale. And I think that that's something that, you have to discern on whether or not you're going to do. Personally, if it was me, I would maybe wait until the next chapter comes out and then I would buy it. Just because the game with 1 chapter right now, I just feel like there's not 10 hours worth of content if you're somebody who doesn't enjoy tabletop RPGs. Now, this game isn't just for people that enjoy tabletop RPGs, because I think that if you're somebody who, is just an RPG fan in general, you're going to have fun playing this game. It is deep. It has some good things going for it, but I would really like to see some more progression, things within the level that would make sense. Maybe you have to get a couple different objectives complete to finish the floor. I think that would add some challenges. I'm really looking forward to the next chapter, just because I think that that will validate where this game is heading in the future. And again, if it were me, I currently would wait until the next chapter is released before I would buy this game. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but this game has an incredible amount of potential, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where it goes in the future. Well, guys, that is it for this video. I hope you found this review for DEMEO helpful. This is obviously a review from whenever it just released. You know, if you're watching this in the future, you know, maybe 6 months to a year down the line, you might want to check on the Steam store, on the Oculus store, to see what they've added to the game, because if they have several different chapters and new characters, I think it would definitely be worth the $29.99 price tag. And, you know, just what's there already, the foundation for the game is amazing. It's there, it's ready to go. It's just they need to add a couple more things to it to make it really justifiably worth $29.99. So overall, if you do go ahead and spend the $29.99, it's going to be, I think, overall a pretty good investment down the road. It just currently, you're just not going to be able to get, you know, maybe 20 to 30 hours out of it, if that makes sense. But overall, I hope that you guys found this review helpful, and if you did, please do hit that like button. Let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.